And Phil, go ahead and unmute. Um, Phil will introduce me in a second, but my name's Andrew. Hello to everybody. I am the AI king, as people continue to call me for some reason. Apparently, I'm decent at AI, I guess. Um, we're going to be getting started here in just a couple of minutes. We've got some slides that are kind of loading up and taking their sweet time. So, in the meantime, though, I did want to kind of introduce myself, introduce Phil. Obviously, I'm sure many of you already know who Phil is, but Phil and I met, I don't know, year and a half ago now, and he's an incredibly amazing human being who I've grown to call a friend more than uh, more than a client. And we're going to dive into AI today and show you guys how to actually start leveraging AI inside your commercial real estate business and help you to get more listings, more stuff sold, more property sold. Um, if we can in the chat, just because I don't know everybody, can you guys drop where you're located at, and then just give me like drop a one in the chat if I'm actually coming through. You can hear me. You can see me. I mean, you might not want to see me, but all right, beautiful, awesome. Yeah, let me know where you guys are located. Kansas, Las Vegas. You guys are all lucky. I'm in upstate New York. Oh, Detroit. There we go. Some of you are in the cold weather with me. India. We've got people from all over the world. Beautiful. Louisville, Salt Lake. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
So I,
And
I
all you
wanted to
lucky
jump
people.
in and just kind of, for those who were at the CoreFac conference in New Orleans, we did a think tank AI and technology tool panel. And at that panel, I had said, hey, we're really top level. For those of you who would like to be able to kind of see what I'm doing, what I've been learning this past year, leveraging AI, I had mentioned to everybody at that conference that I ended up hiring an AI coach. And what this did is, in order for me to grow, I have to force myself to grow. And so I hired an AI coach. And so this is Andrew Naegele. He's out of New York. He's in the cold weather while we're having record breaking highs here in Arizona. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys exactly what
Know
I'm
how to get
doing
there?
and what Andrew
Okay,
has
so
been
just make a
helping me.
left here on 14.
Hey guys, if you wouldn't mind just kind of making sure you're muted
Where?
if
Yeah.
there we go. Beautiful.
So
Oh,
anyway,
there's
yeah, so we're going to go through a slideshow. We're going to show you exactly some of the things and the tools that I'm currently leveraging for commercial real estate and what Andrew has helped me kind of build as well. And ultimately, our goal is to have you walk away with the ability to implement one or two of these items and make it work for your commercial real estate business. So Andrew had a chance to slightly introduce himself, but what I wanted Andrew to do was kind of just give a little bit of background of why I hired him and what makes him a good AI coach.
yeah, absolutely. So again, I my name is Andrew Nagel. I kind of fell into AI, to be honest with you. I am not a technical individual. I never was a big computer whiz. I wasn't like some massive gamer or anything like that. I am much like many of you. Only a lot of you are much better looking, and it looks like a few of you are much younger than me, I guess. But aside from that, I'm just like you guys. I literally had a seven-figure business that was draining me. My wife would call me at 12:05 and be like, "It's tomorrow. Are you coming home soon?" Um, and out of that, I ended up shutting that business down and diving headfirst into AI. Um, I have had the privilege of working with a lot of the biggest names in the marketing and high ticket coaching industry. Um, the funny thing is that my journey with AI started with a massive affiliate marketer who, how many of you remember when ChatGPT first came out in like the end of 2022. Did you guys, how many of you were like actually using it around that time? Anybody? Just drop a one in the chat if you used ChatGPT in the very, very, very beginning. All right, so we got a few OGs in the house. Okay, so good. So when that happened for me, I had uh, the privilege of working with an individual called Chris Record. Um, he's a very big affiliate marketer, and he launched a 12-week boot camp on doing faceless automation with YouTube and AI. And we did that webinar, had thousands of people on that webinar, and ended up doing $1 million in a day on that offer. And I was like, wow, like this is impressive. People are going to want this. Um, my journey ended up going on a little bit longer, and I started using AI to help in every area of my life. Um, I ended up ultimately being hired by Onyx Singal. How many of you have heard of Onyx Singal? Anybody? Um, he's a nine-figure online marketer, does owns learn.com, if that tells you anything. Pretty big in the space. And I had him and John Benson, who's another big nine-figure marketing guy. Um, both of them ended up hiring me with zero experience, zero knowledge, and zero proof that I could do what I said I could do. And the reason that I was able to get them to do that was AI. I ultimately had shown them something that blew their minds by using AI to create it. And they saw something in the fact that I think a little bit differently. And so that's just some of the stuff that I've done. But ultimately, I think what makes me a coach is, or a good coach is the fact that I try to apply AI to every area of my life. And so I think Phil will probably talk a little bit about how, um, AI felt like it was an overwhelm and there was just so many things coming in from different areas. But it was also like Phil trying to figure out like where all of his time had gone, right? Like where am I going to fit all of this in? I don't have any time for any of this. How many of you already feel like you're overwhelmed? There's way too much stuff on your plate. You got enough to worry about without having to add another thing. Drop a two in the chat or a yes. Let me know if like this is one more thing that you're just trying to figure out. And meanwhile, you have properties to sell, you've got listings to worry about, you got leads to call and all of this stuff, right? And you're probably seeing all these people online that are like, oh, AI is wonderful and it's doing all these amazing things. And yet you're still trying to get it to do one good thing for you. Anybody feel that way? Three in the chat for me, just to see if there's anybody like me in the room. All right, so we got Edwin, we got one, two, okay, beautiful. um, this was much the same for Phil and for myself. I've used AI to save my marriage. It helped me to communicate better with my wife and figure out how I could get through to her, how she could get through to me, actually. It's helped us with both of our kids who both have ADHD and something called 2E ADHD, which just means that I have a really high IQ and really, really bad ADHD.
I
I've
think that's
used
most
AI
of
to help
us.
me leverage that as well. And with that, lost over 100 pounds with AI, the help of AI. And so, yeah, ultimately, I could talk all day about it, but I think that's some of the things that really help me to stand out is that I apply it to everything. And I'll show you guys a little bit about that when it comes my turn. Um, and I'll go ahead and turn it over to Phil. I know we're going to try and get you guys out of here on time today. So,
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to the webinar, you guys. Our goal is to try and have this be an hour, and then we're going to have some time for some questions and answers. So a lot of what Andrew just mentioned is, man, we are being absolutely bombarded. And every single week, something that you thought was really awesome last week is now no longer even valid, and it doesn't have quite the weight it did a week or 2 weeks ago. And so for me, I was like going, what do I try? I'll try this, I'll try that. So I began trying a ton of stuff. And what I needed was somebody to come in and really help me kind of focus on what's the best way to go and get started leveraging AI. So I've actually jumped into quite a few webinars and conferences, like I'm sure you guys have. But for today, our goal is to show you a different way to get moving. So we're going to show you a very similar, it's like a VA model, but it's even better. I was able to leverage and double my commissions. The one thing that AI is like when it comes to a virtual assistant, that's what VA is. It's faster, cheaper, it's available 24/7, which is what I'm leveraging Grace for. And for those who don't know, I ended up creating an AI employee with Andrew's help a few months ago. And she's an autonomous AI employee who has her own computer, her own cell phone, her own Google Workspace account. And so she doesn't call in sick and she's always available, which is nice. But AI is not going to replace anything. It's going to just be a co-pilot. It's going to help us with the stuff we're already currently doing as commercial real estate. So I mentioned about Andrew. He is the go-to guy that I go to. He charges quite a bit. I had already told you guys how much I paid for Grace. However, Grace was a whole lot less expensive than hiring an actual person here in Phoenix, Arizona. So I went to Andrew. He does spend or charge quite a bit for consulting. I wasn't luckily enough for Andrew. You get to know him. He has different programs that you can use if you guys wanted to work with him in the future. But he's fantastic at leveraging AI as an architect, how to do installs, how to leverage it, how to use it daily. And then what we began doing is over this last, I'd say 6 months, is how do I leverage it for commercial real estate, which is why we're all here. So Andrew Naegele, he doesn't teach AI, he installs it. And if you guys want, we're going to show you an opportunity at the end where we can help you install AI as well if you want. The top 1% of all ChatGPT
Real
users.
quick, Phil, on the top right there, it lets us know where each of us swaps over. So
That's right.
I'll run through this really quick for you. As you can all tell, we didn't practice this. I'm very I am a very real individual. I don't like to bullshit people. I cuss like a sailor, and at the end of the day, I really genuinely care about people, and so I owe it to you to be honest. We worked all morning on this, and I was waiting for we were waiting for Grace, actually. She was taking her sweet time with some of the edits on this, and it took her a little bit to get the final edit of this out. But just to kind of give you guys an idea, this entire presentation and everything, we were able to put together this morning. We've been talking about all the ideas and everything, so it's not like it just came out of thin air. But the actual presentation itself, we were able to put together this morning in like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And Phil and I, for his presentation at Corfac, we did the same thing. In about an hour total, came up with everything that he needed for that presentation. And I think it was like 15 minutes to actually do the slide deck, and it was insane what we can do with it when you have the right power, right? So yeah, just a few quick things about me. So I was one of I received an award, basically like I don't know what you call it, but a commendation from ChatGPT that I was one of their top 1% of all ChatGPT users in the world. And I got that at the end of this last year, despite the fact that I stopped using their platform in July of last year, if that tells you anything about how much I use it. Um, I've built AI systems for 8 and 9 figure founders all over the country, and helped grow several businesses with it. And I deploy actual like AI employees inside of businesses for people. One of the big, I guess, pain points or things that bother me are what I call YouTube pretenders, people that throw a bunch of this stuff at you that don't actually install this in business. I practice everything I preach. I'm using this stuff every day. and I try to cut out the noise for you and help you to figure out exactly what you need to use in AI. So um, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quick so I can control slides, if that's all right. Um, Let me drop this here. Perfect. And you guys seeing my screen okay? All right, beautiful. Um, all right. So one of the things I want to jump into is we already kind of established that you guys are getting inundated everywhere with all of this stuff, right? And one of the biggest things that I truly believe is everybody out there right now is trying to throw more hammers and nails at you. They're trying to give you more stuff to do every day, and you already have enough stuff to do. And so one of the biggest leveraging, like one of the biggest things that we leverage inside of our programs is allowing you to take what you already do on a day-to-day basis and just make it better, faster, easier, and apply AI to it so that we just give you the finished product. We just install it. So it's not more tools to add. It's not go home and do more homework. We're not going to have you watch a webinar today where we're going to give you a bunch of information and you're not going to walk away with anything to do. You're actually going to walk out today with some stuff that's actually going to impact your day to day in your like real estate business. Does that like sound all right with you guys? Are you guys cool with that? If that's okay, if we drop a bunch of value, give you guys a bunch of free stuff toward the end, drop a money sign or something in the chat for me really quick if we're cool with that. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. And then the only thing that I ask is at the end, we will obviously make an offer to you guys. Okay. I'm not going to hide that fact. But I am someone who I'm not going to sugarcoat shit for you. I don't just put these on to put more crap out there or to give you part of the answer. I'm an open book. I will give you everything that you need. Um, you're just going to get a shortcut working with me. So um, you'll have that opportunity at the end if you guys want. If you don't, that's fine too. All right. So let's dive into some stuff here. So one of the biggest things that I have found that ultimately ends up separating people who actually apply this in their business and get something out of it from those who don't is this idea of I need to learn AI. How many of you have found yourself saying, I need to learn more about AI, right? Just raise your hand. You've got cameras on, so I hate doing this one in the chat stuff. It's such a all right, so beautiful. I can see hands. Awesome. So what I want to try and shift for you today is if you're trying to learn AI, that's adding more to your plate. You've got to take courses and all this nonsense. You don't need to learn AI. Okay. We're going to make it super, super easy. All you need to do is have a problem and be able to ask questions. Everybody here can ask questions, right? We're all able to ask a question. And that's ultimately all you need to do to be able to learn with AI. All right. So we're not doing courses or any of that nonsense. So by the end of the call, we're going to make sure that you have some AI actually installed that you can use in your business every single day. All right. And you will have done at least one thing. If you have a keyboard and you have hands, and I haven't seen any handless people yet, so we should be good. All right. One of the things that I'm going to encourage you to do is don't skip levels. Okay. Now, what I mean by this is I'm going to show you a system today that will help you to identify where you are on a scale of 1 to 10, or I think I might have reduced it to like 1 to 5 um, on this scale. And essentially, much like other things in life, right? Like I'm not going to go out and jump in a NASCAR car and start trying to race with all the NASCAR drivers. I've never driven a NASCAR, I drive a Ford F-150, right? So I don't want to try and go from my Ford F-150 into NASCAR, which is the same thing as we're just learning about Claude and we see people talking about like open clause or fully autonomous AIs and all this stuff. you don't want to jump right into that because you're going to like end up causing yourself more headaches and you won't actually get anywhere with AI. So this is the roadmap that I was talking about a few seconds ago. And essentially, I break this down into essentially 10 stages. The core of it is what I have here for you. And where most people find themselves is usually in this ideate stage where we talk a lot about AI. We might see AI, we might watch a bunch of YouTube videos, we might be like ideating about what AI might be able to do in our business, but we're not actually using it, right? That's what we want to get out of today, at the very least. Um, so before ah, I clicked the wrong button. Okay. Are you seeing my right screen again? Oh, now I lost everybody. Hold on 2 seconds. Sorry. I'm not a professional at this. All right. Here we go. Let's try this one more time and come back over here. There we go. Okay. So, and where did my chat go? There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. So, what we want to do is at least activate AI for you. Okay. So what this looks like is just getting in and being able to use Claude on a day-to-day basis. Does everybody here at least know what Claude is? Just because I don't, I want to kind of actually gauge the levels here. So if you were to say, go back, um,
Is there anybody on the call who doesn't know what
yeah,
Claude?
like, so what I want to do really quick, let's just do a quick exercise. Um, on a scale of 1 to 10, so 1 being you're still in ideate stage, you don't really use AI at all, and 10 being like you're an AI god, um, and 5 being somewhere right in the middle where like you've got a few things automated in your business and you leverage AI like every single day. Give me an idea where you guys fall on that scale, if you would, for me in the chat. Okay. All right. We've got an 8.5. Awesome. I love an 8.5.
Espen.
Espen, huge. Awesome. Um, All right. So pretty much everybody is in this like 2 to 3 stage. Okay. So if we were able to at least get you all the way to a point where um, you were able to put like a mini grace into your business by the end of the day that you could actually send a text message to and be able to have do something within your business, would everybody be okay? And would like you guys want to do that by the end of the call if we can make that happen for you? Um, Drop a one in the chat or a yes in the chat if you're good with that. Okay, awesome. Beautiful. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. All right. I want to just lay the groundwork for a couple of quick things for you so that you can understand how and where AI will plug into your business best. Okay. So there's really only 4 ways that you can grow any business. Okay. And that's ultimately you need to promote your business. You need to get more leads so that you can convert them into sales, so that you can get results for them, deliver the thing, sell the property, get them into the property, whatever it is, and then systemize that business and scale it, right? So, what we're going to do in everything that we're doing here is really the first step, which is going to be to install AI in a way that we can help you promote your business. And there's really only 4 engines that you can use to do that. Okay. What most of you are doing and what you probably are still trying to do is the peer-to-peer version of shaking hands and going to conferences and the one-to-one individuals, right? That's your connections. There's a lot more we can do with that. We can leverage your network, cold outreach, relationships, CRE brokers. CRE brokers are strong. So you guys have been doing this for many years. You've got a bunch of connections already. There's ways that we can leverage AI to make that even better. Content, obviously, listing descriptions, market reports, emails, social posts, all this stuff we can also leverage with AI. And capital, paid ads, sponsorships, things like that. And then we finally get to the last engine being code or AI automations, AI agents, things like this. And what I'm going to show you today is that regardless of what level you're at, so even those of you who are at a zero, there's a way that we can leverage all four of these engines inside your business. Okay. Um,
And I want to jump in for this slide right here, where my goal for leveraging, in fact, the name of my team is Leveraged CRE. And when I'm leveraging VAs, I called that Leverage VA. But my goal is to say, hey, is there a way that I could make more money, work less hours, and have more time to take more trips with my wife and spend more time with my kids? And so, one of the reasons why I decided to spend money and put time into AI is the exact same thing. I was doing that with virtual assistants, and I decided I want to make sure that I continue that with AI. You can go to the next slide, Andrew.
yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially, all I want to be able to say here is that most of the time we tell ourselves that we need to make more money or we need to make more time. And unfortunately, money is often out of our control. Time is something that we all only get 24 hours of. And so it's not really a matter of making more time as much as it is getting more leverage over the time that we already have. And so one of the ideas I really want to instill on you guys here by the end of the call is if you take nothing else away, take away the idea of what I call multiplied leverage, which is essentially everything that you do in your business, look for more ways that that can accomplish other things inside your business besides just the one intention that you have. So what I mean by that is I'm taking time to do this presentation with you guys, but this isn't just a presentation that I'm doing for you and that's it. This will become many more things for me. This will be a course module at some point for people. It'll be something I give away to other CRE brokers so that I can catch them up. It'll be a way that I train my AI on how I do presentations. All sorts of stuff like that comes out of this one action, not just me giving a presentation on AI, right? um, and the other thing that I really want to like, this is my motto above all else. Um, if you've ever seen the movie Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio, drop a one in the chat for me so I know if anybody knows the reference. Um, okay, so in this movie, essentially he like impersonates a airline pilot for most of the time, but he also at one point impersonates a teacher, and in that scene he ends up teaching a full class on I don't remember what the subject was, but when they asked him when he got caught eventually, like, how did you end up teaching a college course on like this subject or whatever? And he says, all I did was just stay one chapter ahead. Okay. So, like, when you start thinking about AI as like all of this massive stuff, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know all of it. You just need to be one chapter ahead of the next guy. So, everybody that's not on this call today, that's still at a zero or a one, you're going to walk out with way more than they had or have. And you're going to be one chapter ahead of them. You don't need to be an expert. You don't need to be technical. You just need to be a chapter ahead than whoever it is that you're helping or whatever it is that you're trying to do. And that gap will close every single day. Um, so what I really want to try and like encourage you to do is don't watch YouTube videos on AI and all that. I call it AI porn. Everybody like wants to watch all of these YouTube videos to get ideas, and that's not going to move anything in your business. What will actually like help move and like allow you to do things inside your business is if you take a specific problem that you're having inside your business and you apply AI to that singular problem and figure out exactly how you can solve it with AI. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go a little out of order here, I think, actually, and um, I'm going to let me give me 2 seconds here. I want to make sure that it has everything in here. Okay, it does. Okay, perfect. So everybody will get these slides at the end of the call. So I'm gonna open up, I'm actually gonna open up Grace and help you guys out. Oh, I'm in Grace. Hold on 2 seconds. Okay. So and Phil, go ahead and if you want to just field any questions or anything. If anybody has any questions in the meantime, give me 2 seconds to just pull this up on the right screen real quick.
Yeah, we're going to now show you guys exactly behind the scenes how we're leveraging and using AI for commercial real estate and how we can show you guys some simple, I'd say, building blocks to start doing it yourself. Is there any questions so far that we've had for the first half of this call? And if you guys want, you can quickly just take yourself off and mute and ask your question if you have any.
And also, if you do have a Claude account, go ahead and actually open that account up, and we're gonna dive into that here in just a second. And we're gonna get a couple of things set up inside of Claude, and I'm gonna show you a couple of quick things.
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah,
So two people are asking why Claude versus ChatGPT or others.
yeah, I will answer that for you. 2 seconds here. Make sure. So uh I've been in marketing and in business, like leveraging this inside a business, um, since the very beginning. Since actually before I actually consulted on, like, before AI was a big thing, I consulted with companies on like artificial intelligence before it was a thing. But one of the biggest things that I've seen in terms of, like, when I compare Claude to ChatGPT or Gemini or any of those, um, the quality of the content that comes out of it is far and above way better than anything else that I've ever seen. So one of the things that I'm going to show you guys before the end of the call is I have something that I call the Life OS, which is literally running my entire life. Every single conversation that I have, every call that I do, every text message I receive, all of my finances, all of that feed into this one system. And out of that system comes my exact what I need to do each day. And it also gives me content for every day. It gives me emails, tells me exactly who to reach out to. It even knows the profiles of the people that I'm reaching out to and what I need to do to sell them, which is also something I'm going to show you guys how to do with real estate and Claude as well. So the output is just so much better with Claude than it is any other model. And there's a lot less tweaking that I have to do. So I have a bunch of GPTs that you can use as well. I'll be giving those away toward the end of the call as well. But these are like building blocks that you can set up and have do like one function inside of your business. Um, Everything that Claude does is more business focused. The outcome that you're trying to get is very business pointed, where I feel like a lot of the stuff for ChatGPT, Gemini, it's more like for the general public. And so it'll give you this woo-woo crap that you don't need. And it's just garbage. So yeah. Hopefully that answers the question for you. Um, any other questions before I jump in quick? All right. Awesome. Okay. So obviously this is Claude. In in the chat, if you can, if you only use Claude in the browser window, drop a 2 in the chat for me. If you have the desktop version, drop a 1. So I get an idea of what kind of a spread we have here. Okay. So so a few people using all right. So if you haven't,
I don't think they know the difference really. Can you
Yeah,
just
that's
explain the
yeah, I
difference?
want to kind of get into it a little bit here. So, if you're using uh, Claude inside of your browser like this, you just go to, claude.com or whatever. Um, you're missing out on a lot. Okay. So when you're at Claude on the browser like this, essentially you get kind of limited access to two-factor authentication. Okay. All right. So this is probably because we're currently trying to, there we go. All right. So when you go on the browser, this is where most people usually land and what they use, just the regular chat interface with Claude. And this is super powerful. There's a lot that you can do here. But over on the left-hand side here, you get a few different things that you can do. So projects, code, there's a lot of different options that you have here, but it's limited in that you're only able to connect to outside sources, essentially, right? It's not really using any of your stuff. Everything that's on the internet here is basically you can use some of these connectors down here to connect to like Notion, like you can see here, I've got Notion. But when it comes to all of your stuff that you use to run your business, your SOPs, your listings, your anything that you have like that, all of that stuff that's saved on your computer, it can't be accessed from here very easily. Now, um, the alternative to that is when you have the desktop version that we have here, and all you need to do to be able to download this, it's super easy. Whether you have a PC or a Mac, just go to claude.com. Whoops, well, it's not going to work now. Without being logged in, or go to Google um, and claude.com desktop uh, download, and it'll literally give you OpenAI, ChatGPT is trying to pay to take Claude's business. It'll give you the download right here. And you literally just go, it's one click, download for your thing. It'll pop right up with whichever one it is, and then install it. And you sign into the same account and everything. Um, one of the main differences you're going to see is up here at the top, we have three different modes, right? We have chat, which is just like it is on the internet, only we can get a little more access. And then we also have code up here, which you can get into, but you don't need to. What we're going to focus on primarily is going to be co-work and chat. Co-work actually gives you the ability to use your own computer. This can access your own computer. It can take any information that you have and leverage it on this device. And there's a lot that can be done with this. And like I said, we're going to actually set this up to where you'll be able to have an agent running by the end of the call, right? Um, now, let me here. So one of the different options that you have over here on the side when we're in the chat mode, we have the ability to customize. I just want to explain what these are really quick. So I'm sure most of you have SOPs in your business already, right? So what I want you to kind of shift in terms of your mindset, um, a lot of people think of prompts as uh, like these gold mines that you can get online of different things that you can do with AI. The way that I see a prompt is essentially an SOP. So if on your uh, desktop or on your Chrome, whichever you use, or if you use Microsoft, whatever it is, in your drive, you want to create a folder that's specifically for SOPs. And this folder will be your prompt stack. Okay. Anytime that you work on a prompt and you get it to get the exact output that you want, I want you to save that as a Google document file and actually create a list of these that you can use for different purposes. What we're going to dive into right now is projects. So I want you to basically go over to the left-hand side, go to projects here, go to create a new project, and we're going to call this my CRE business or whatever you want to call it. This isn't super important. So, and uh, you don't even need to put a description here, but you can just say this is my CRE workspace. Okay. Then we're going to create a project. Now, once you've created this project, you now have um, a separate area that is dedicated just to your CRE business. Okay. Now, what we're going to do up here is one of the benefits of having this is we can change the instructions for the AI from having it be very general to having it be very specific. Um, the best way to get the best quality out of AI is to give it as much context as possible. Context is essentially who you are, your knowledge, your experience. Okay. So, one of the things that we want to do is make sure that we have memory turned on here, which you can update inside of your settings here. So if you need to, you can change any of your personal preferences in here. I would encourage you guys to fill this out at some point in terms of how you like to communicate with AI. Encourage it to be short and direct and to not be verbose in its outputs, and any other instructions that you have, you can lay out right in here.
And
Um,
I'm gonna jump in real quick, Andrew. So what we're going to do is, for the sake of time, I will put together a video I can send over to you guys exactly how I'm doing this. I'm going to share my screen real quick here and just show you we've got this set up inside the PowerPoint slides. So we give you some instructions of how you can go in, click projects, new project. You're going to think of this like you're hiring someone, and this is going to be a great place for you to move to. We're also going to give you the context of what you're going to paste into there to get you started. But we got to be careful because we don't have a ton of time on our call today. I wanted to show you guys one of the first real conversations that I loved, and I did this inside Claude. I also tried this in another platform I'm liking, which is Perplexity. And I was using Perplexity a lot more before I jumped into using more of a Claude. But I love this right here where you put in, based on everything you know about me. Now, by the way, a lot of you are using and have been using ChatGPT. That's great. And you're using maybe Claude and a few others, Gemini, Copilot, right? You can put this in any of those because chances are you've been using it long enough that it does know kind of what you're doing. You've probably sent it 1,000 emails to make better, right? And so it begins to remember and knows who you are. So you can put this in here based on everything you know about me. What is the one big thing that will make the biggest impact and generate the most money and move the needle the most for my commercial real estate business right now? And then tell me specifically what AI can do to help me with it. The answers you're going to get from this are going to be astonishing, and it's going to help you to fine tune exactly where could you start putting AI into your commercial real estate business. Another thing you could do is if you're trying to figure out what to say on a phone call, you literally can put this prompt in here. And so you guys can cut and paste this and add this as well, that you're looking, I'm going to call somebody. This is the property type. Here's the location. Here's what I know about them, who they are. Help me prepare what I should lead with, what questions I should ask, and what's the angle that will get them to take a meeting with me. Very powerful. And as you guys all, we do this for a living. We definitely can tweak this and make it exactly as we want. And once you have a prompt that you like, you can then put it into your Claude projects. And that's one more prompt that's in there. So it remembers exactly how you like these to be spelled out. And then I wanted to kind of walk you through, I believe that over 12 weeks, we could probably have everyone in this room is really leveraging AI so much better. And it would only take you 12 weeks. And so one is you leverage a coach. One is you have a cold call trainer, right? You can teach AI how to give you your own voice. I have that currently where I have it talk like I talk. And I've given it so many emails I've done. So it knows how to write an email for me. Then I also have the ability to record everything I'm doing, which is a strategy where you can actually turn on Zoom and have Zoom just be in the background all day. So it actually knows exactly what you're doing. And then you can tell it, hey, what did I do today? And then over time, it begins to know who you are. It allows you to begin building templates. And then now you can start leading with intelligence. And so Andrew has taught me this, and I know your name is at the top right, Andrew, but
No, no, this is you.
everything that he's taught me is record everything, capture everything. So I currently use Fathom to record every single call. This is the call with my VAs. This is the call with my partner. This is the calls with my virtual assistant. I mean, my the junior brokers I'm working with. These are calls I'm doing for my side hustle, helping brokers with virtual assistants. And so everything gets recorded. And if you guys aren't doing that today, I would encourage you guys to start looking at ways to record. I also purchased a device called Plod. So let me kind of walk you through. This is my building stack that you guys should.
And something really real quick, to Phil, just to interject. The reason for that, because it didn't lay it out on the slide for you. Um, in order for AI to understand you and your business and have all of that context, we build a world of text. AI understands text. It does not understand voice. It ultimately turns it into text. It doesn't understand video. It ultimately turns it into text. All of that stuff, the only way that it can understand you or your business is if it has text to read. And so that's why we're capturing all this stuff, because we're able to feed it in and
Yeah,
give the AI all that context.
yeah, I can transcribe everything. So I am currently using a microphone. So I went to Amazon. I bought a $20 microphone. I then purchased Aqua Voice. Now, I also use WhisperFlow. By the way, they have free accounts on both of these where you can start off, and I recommend you play with both of them, see which one you like. I personally used WhisperFlow at the beginning. I then tried Aqua Voice. I thought it just did a better job for me. And so I'm currently using that. So now instead of typing into my computer, I'm talking into my computer. I also purchased Plod. It's a portable recorder. This way, if I'm in a conference room and I don't have my computer for like Fathom, right, I can just go ahead and press a button and it records everything in that conference room or that meeting I was having. The external mics, you can get them very inexpensive on Amazon. But then I mentioned Fathom. Fathom is just like there's a lot of products out there. There's Read AI, there's Fixer at the CoreFat conference. I know that you guys heard about that one. And so, yeah, anything that you can do that can record your calls, I recommend that you guys walk into that. The other tools that I'm using that I think are awesome is, we can leverage CoStar, which most of us are having to do. You can leverage CRE, but I'm leveraging on top of those two, I'm leveraging Reonomy because Reonomy I have found gives me the best information to capture a building owner's name, email address, and phone number across the whole country. And what I've done is I'm now exporting every single month up to 1,000 names, and I'm throwing that into a dialer. So I'm using Mojo Dialer. This is also an AI piece right here. Mojo Dialer is awesome because it can dial 3 people at one time. And so I went from making 50 calls, outbound calls per month, or no, 50 calls per week. And now I'm doing about 50 to 100 per day. It's crazy. So 10 times the amount of calls that I can make. And for AI assistants that I'm using every single day, these are the two that I'm using every single day. We've talked about Claude because Claude's great. And I know, Michael, you had a question about how do you get set up. All you do is you just install it or put it on your computer, create an account. It's free to have an account, and you can have a free account. That's a great way to start. You start playing with it. Over time, you're going to realize there's a few more other tools that you get that take it to another level. And that's when you start paying $20 a month if you're doing it monthly. I think it's 16 if you do it for the whole year. But Claude all day long. And then Perplexity. You guys heard me talk about Perplexity a little bit at the Corpac conference. But for those who aren't there, it's another AI tool. But what I liked about Perplexity, and Andrew turned me on to this, is they have an AI agent browser. And now Claude is coming out with their browser as well. And I'll have to experiment and play with that. But for the last 6 months, I've been playing in Perplexity. I downloaded Comet, and this can actually be on your screen. It can actually help you. Like an example, I'm inside Go High Level and I'm like, hey, I don't know how to change this inside the CRM I'm using. And so I just asked it, could you help me figure it out? And it took over my screen and it took me to the right spots, helped me figure out exactly what to do inside my CRM, which was great. It can also go into your CRM and find all the industrial people who are interested in buying. Depending on how you're using your CRM, it's a great tool. And then, of course, any other websites you're doing, like if you're trying to figure out SEO or figure out how to change something inside, like your WordPress or something else, like Airtable. I'm using Airtable for my financial OS, and I had to go in and create for me a custom page. So these are the two main I'm using every day. My recommendation is you don't play with 10 of them. You play with one. And if you want to experiment with the second one, you can do that as well. All right. So on CRMs, marketing, and outreach, I think if you're not using a CRM, you're leaving money on the table. There doesn't matter what CRM you're using; they're all good. I happen to use Nutshell, and I'm using aspects of Go High Level. But yeah, it's you just need to leverage it the best you can. And what's nice is the majority of the CRMs coming out today are now turning on AI, which would help you as well. And then for me, I'm using another AI tool called Instantly, and this is specifically for sending out mass emails. To give you an update on the rest of the stack I have, my team, we all communicate using Slack. Loom has an AI function that's freaking amazing. If you guys ever are trying to figure out how to do an SOP, standard operating procedures, you literally can just record what you do on your computer, and it'll take everything you did, create snapshots, create video, and then also create an entire SOP outline so that you can hand this over to a virtual assistant or you can hand it over to someone in your office. So that's great. And if you're not keeping track of projects, Asana is great. We use the free version. On the Slack, we use the free version. Asana allows us to keep track of exactly who's doing what on our team. And you can see it on one dashboard. It's so cool. If you guys are looking to make videos for your listings, I use Splice. I love Splice. It's super easy to do. You heard I mentioned Airtable for my financial OS. I'm combining that with FinTable. FinTable takes every single bank account from my wife, myself, my business, and combines everything into one place inside my Airtable. And then anti-gravity. Anti-gravity starts to go more into the weeds. This is where Andrew is like saying, okay, now we're going to start getting into some coding, and we're going to show you guys how to leverage an AI agent where it can install things for you and it can work on projects behind the scenes. Now, Grace is coming in to take over that part of it, but a lot of fun.
Wait just a second, because he skipped over something right there.
All right, you go back.
Phil ended up receiving a nasty gram in the mail a month or two ago. And that little nasty gram had the potential to cost him over $119,000.
I got sued.
Yeah. And he was able to leverage anti-gravity. He didn't even call me, actually. He had learned enough that he just did this on his own, which made me so freaking proud. He leveraged anti-gravity to tell him exactly what to do to be able to get everything situated so that he didn't need to worry about being sued. Now, I wouldn't encourage anybody to go and get legal advice anywhere, but in this case, he was ended up able to get everything fixed, get everything moved out of the way so that he didn't have to worry about being sued for copyright crap. So,
And long story
yeah.
short, I hired a guy to create my website, and he used images that say we're free. What he didn't see, what we didn't see, is in the fine print, you can't use it for free if you're a business. And so I had 46 images, and the lawsuit was roughly $2,500 per image. And so I used anti-gravity to remove every picture in my entire website, which was 122 of them. And then I had it go ahead and create custom, using Gemini, we created custom pictures so that now I'm not use nothing's copyrighted. And I was able to get that fixed in less than a week. So it was great. And it saved me a lot of money, not just on the lawsuit, but if I had hired someone to do that, that would have taken quite a while. All right, Andrew.
Awesome. So Phil briefly covered this, but one of the biggest things that I have done myself to really actually like fully leverage AI to its fullest is figuring out where all my time went in a day and what I can do to optimize that. So what I encourage you to do is anytime you need to do any type of a SOP, anytime you're trying to figure out how to optimize and improve and iterate, if you just open up, the easiest way is to open up Zoom, whether you have Fathom or if you're just using Zoom, the record feature, open it up, click share my screen, and let it run. And then just go about your work day doing what you normally would. And the only difference that I would say there is talk through what you're doing, and you can chop that up into individual SOPs. You can take and figure out where all your time was going. Phil ended up discovering after doing this for a week that he was wasting like 2 to 3 hours a day in many cases on stuff that wasn't generating him any revenue. And at the end of the day, was able to get stuff dialed in to where he rocks out and like gets his revenue producing activities done first half of the day, all of his calls, all that stuff. And I think he used to do like what 100 or 200 calls a month or something. He's doing a massive amount now. So I don't remember how many calls you're doing a day now, Phil, but it's ridiculous.
I'm averaging between 50 to 100 per day.
Right. And it used to be what, like 100 a week or
No,
something?
it was 40 to
40
50.
a week. Okay. um, the other thing, as I mentioned, I don't watch YouTube anymore. It was a big time suck for me. You actually have to change the screen, Phil. It's on you. Um, I what I encourage you to do, there's a tool. If you go to YouTube to transcript.com, you can actually take any YouTube link, paste it in, it'll give you the full transcript, and drop that into AI and ask it, is this worth my time? Is this actually going to do anything that's worth like moving the needle in my business today? Is there anything that I can pull from it? And that'll give you more in those few seconds than you would wasting hours watching it. So you can go ahead and flip to the next one.
And I went
And
ahead and put that link inside the chat. And by the way, it's 12:02, you guys. If you can give us 15 more minutes, we'll be good here.
yep.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Um, so just some quick solutions for anything that you guys need in terms of CRE, Profi. These are additional AI tools that can help you to leverage different areas of CRE. So a lot of these are already done and finished. You don't have to create anything to use them. You can just instantly use them. Another term that I would encourage you to remember is called open source. There's a lot of open source software out there that you can leverage for CRE that doesn't cost you anything. So um, the how to work with me file. So what I recommend that you do is take a master document that tells AI everything about your business, your deals, your communication style, all of this. We can upload this into the AI, and this will give it the idea so that you don't have to continue prompting it of exactly what types of deals you work with, what types of customers you work with. And we put this right in that main file that I was showing you inside of Claude, and it levels up how Claude can communicate with you. Go ahead to the next one. You can go ahead to the next one. All right. So actually, hold on, Phil. Let me go ahead and take over screen share
Sure.
real quick. Um,
You got it.
Yep. Go. All right. So we have already covered how everything works for you in terms of trying to speed up some of the things that you're doing with AI. I could talk about this stuff all day, so I always feel like I didn't get a chance to get to enough. But
Are you
how
guys
does everybody feel? Do you guys feel like, did you get some value so far of what we've covered? If you can drop a one in the chat, let me know if you feel like you got something. And if we can get a couple of takeaways, like anything that resonated with anybody, please feel free to either raise your hand or come off a mute really quick. I'd love to get a couple of takeaways and figure out like what landed for you guys, um, and what we can do better next time too. So. Where is the, whoops, what's that? Where's the chat at? Where did that go?
Well, Linda says she has
Got
her
Claude.
her desktop already.
Okay, beautiful.
And we did have
Um,
a couple of quick questions. I know that people were asking, is the webcam mic good enough for WhisperFlow? I would say no. Um, but I mean, if you don't have one that you've purchased, then yeah, I would use the webcam mic and then test it. And if you see it's missing and not picking up all your words, then go get one externally that you can plug into a USB or your USB-C. People are asking if they have used Terracotta. I did use Terracotta. I tried it out for a few months. Um, for me, it was about 7, 8 months ago. They've probably advanced it since then. But yeah, I personally don't use it right now, but I have other brokers that I know that are using it and leveraging it. And any tool is as good as you're leveraging it. So, if you guys are getting traction on it, great. But I don't know enough yet to answer that question about what
all
they're
right.
doing.
So, real quick, because I know that we are running a little late on time. For those of you that are able to stick around to the end, I have a couple of bonuses that I will throw in there for you guys that I think, well, I know will absolutely help you level up your game. I wanted to show you two quick things that to follow through on a promise, which was that you would be able to set up your own AI agent within Claude by the end of the call. So really quick, just to follow through on that, I want to show you guys how to do this on your desktop. You need to have the desktop version downloaded. And this is super secure, super safe, nothing that you need to worry about in terms of that. Um, you will have, do you all have one AI stack that everyone in your office uses? I'll be able to drop a stack for you guys that will outline exactly what tools to use at what point, depending on where you are, and how you can leverage them no matter what level you're at. So this is one instance of normally AI agents I wouldn't encourage you to get into until you're at like a 7 or an 8 in terms of AI knowledge level. We're going to make that super easy with Claude here and a new feature that they just rolled out in the last, I think, week or so. All you need to do here is open up Claude. You want to have yourself logged in. And then over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see this called dispatch. This is the ability to actually connect your phone right directly to Claude. And so, Phil, if you can shoot a message over to Cowork really quick, just send Grace a message and just ask her what's in your downloads folder.
Sure.
Um, so this is a very basic concept, but from anywhere, anytime, I'm sure you guys have been at a meeting and realized that you forgot something at the office. You forgot a file, you forgot some sort of something that you needed. And if you have Claude installed on your desktop, you can actually text your agent right from wherever you're at through the Claude app and be able to actually have it respond to you and access like all of the different files that you have on your computer. So this is a super easy way to do that. And all you need to do is just click on the dispatch button over here. When you first come to this screen, it'll say get started. You say get started, and then it's going to come up and it's going to ask you to log in on your phone. And so you download the AI, the Claude AI app on your phone and go ahead and sign in. And then it'll allow you to be able to use it. So I'll actually show you.
I'm currently working on right now. Can you get me a quick list?
See, see that? So this is literally going to, so this is because we haven't actually, I literally just set this up this morning for Phil, so I haven't actually programmed it with Grace yet. But so this, you can see he was able to just send a text message over and it was able to access everything. And it's already asking, do you want him to take a look at Notion? Because it recognizes that it has Notion and it can pull things from Notion at this point. It can also pull anything that it needs to from the downloads folder, from any folder on the computer, actually. And so this is awesome. You're out in public, you get an idea, you can drop it in here and it'll do stuff for you. I actually use it to actually even access my clients' stuff for my clients when I'm away from my desk. I literally just got this set up for myself as well. But just to show you really quick, I'll share my screen here and connect. So and I'm already in dispatch here. You can see where I'm telling it what to do. So I was having it try to access Phil's computer. I was referencing, and it has all the references for some of the different devices and machines that we have running everything. And it also has access to my full knowledge base, or what I call my vault. So um, one last thing that I want to cover here is inside of the area over here for customize. You're going to see here a lot of plugins. Plugins are going to allow your AI to level up. And there's already a bunch of plugins that are right in here for marketing, finance, product management, sales, all of this stuff. I would encourage you to install at least a couple of these for yourself so that it can start leveraging these. And basically, this is just like sending your AI to a course for the day. So if you want your AI to get a course on how to do sales, how to prospect, all that stuff, just add this by clicking install, and you just sent your AI to school for a day. It's all done. That's it. And you can now tell it to go research a company. Now, by the end,
So I,
I'm going to give you guys a couple of these skills that are highly specialized that you can do to create different things inside your business. One of the ones that I leverage the most is it's an enrichment skill that'll give you literally everything that you need to know to be able to sell your prospect. It pulls research on that individual, finds out what their personality type is, what they need to hear to buy, all that stuff, and it leverages it to actually help you with your outreach. So I'm going to give you guys access to a basic skill that does that in the stuff that we send out after the replay here. So
So what I wanted to do is, I'm a full-time commercial real estate broker, and doing something like this, showing you guys some of the AI stuff I'm doing. I don't have the bandwidth, you guys, to help all of you figure all this out. I don't have the time to come in and teach you and show you. I mean, I can give you some aspects of exactly what I'm doing, but I asked Andrew, I'm like, hey, would you do me a favor? Would you jump on this call, and would you put together something where if these guys wanted to be able to work with you, that they could get a discount, that they could have access to you. And so he has a 12-week program that he has been building for other businesses and other groups, and he created it for commercial real estate. So all the stuff that he's taught me and all the different things, because we literally over this last week we're coming up with ideas of you're a commercial real estate broker, you want to leverage AI, we can give you some of the simple steps to get started. But if you would like to take it to another level and ultimately get like an AI agent and have one built for you, he said, yeah, he would jump in and help us do that. So I'm going to have him quickly just walk you guys through what he put together here. And if you guys think this is going to help you out, if this gives you, the ability to get so much further in AI, so much quicker, and leveraging it, actually leveraging it, not being stuck, trying everything and then it goes nowhere. So go ahead, Andrew, if you want to jump in on that.
Yeah, sure. So, basically, my intention is over the course of those 12 weeks, if you guys decide that you want to work with myself and Phil, it'll actually be both of us. Um, we will work with you to help you actually install the full system. So I have a complete system that I have outlined in Notion and everything, where there's actually levels that you go through with AI. And it's going to give you, regardless of what level you're at, the ability to upskill yourself over the course of those 12 weeks. Um, we're going to actually install a series of automations and AI in your business. You're going to get one-to-one time with myself. You'll be able to ask questions, all that stuff. But essentially, the idea here is from weeks 1 to 4, we're going to run you through the foundation of getting everything set up to actually set up your own business brain. So, what I want to just briefly show you is this is my, oops, let me show you from another.
Hey, Andrew,
Yeah.
if we
So,
could,
yeah,
this is your life OS is freaking amazing, but we're out of time. I would say that, we
I'm
could
gonna
show kind of
I'm gonna,
what.
I'm gonna go through this really super quick. So, what this does is allows you to bring everything for your business all into one place where you guys will be able to actually run your business from a command center like this by the end of this 12 weeks. Okay. This literally surfaces every day for me the exact one thing that I need to focus on and has everything built in here to actually help me leverage everything that I need in my business to be able to actually make money every single day. The nice thing is this is fully customizable. Just because this is what mine looks like, yours doesn't need to look like this. And regardless of what level you're at, we're going to help you get to a point where you're able to actually install AI in your business and use it to actually get more listings, save time, all that good stuff. Okay. So, what this looks like is essentially 12 weekly live coaching calls. The engine that drives that Life OS that I have is your AI brain. It's basically a series of files. I'm going to walk you through setting all of that up step by step. Um, I'm also going to give you the AI powered lead intelligence system. So, this is basically a system that gives you all the ins and outs of your prospect. I'm actually turning this into a software that somebody has paid me 5 figures plus to design for their real estate business. And I have the ability to distribute that to others. So I'm going to give you guys access to that as well. Um, and over the course of the 12 weeks, we're going to install 5 automations in your business. They're actually going to help you to get these things installed to help with lead gen, content, systems, everything that you need to actually start leveraging AI, saving more time, getting more done in a day with less work on your part. There's also a full Wow, I'm horrible at this. There's also a full skills library that we have that helps you with all the things that you do on a daily basis. So, a skill is basically a repeatable process that we can install it and it instantly knows exactly what to do every single time. And so we have these for prospecting, for listings, for creating LOIs, for creating your outreach. You guys are going to get full access to all of those and exactly how to install them in your business. I'm also going to give you a personalized roadmap of where to go and what to do. I'm going to jump on a quick call with each and every one of you, get to know you a little bit and where you're at, and I'm going to actually design your roadmap for you. Just to give you an idea, this is valued by AI at $3,000. I literally charge for my first appointment to just have an appointment with me is 10 grand. And then you need to put down another 5 grand to actually like secure me. So it's 15 grand. And this roadmap is what I give you after that first call. And then there's an ongoing monthly usually to work with me. This I'm going to do with each and every one of you. I'm going to do at least a half-hour call with you, go through and give you this roadmap as my gift to you for trusting us and joining us. And then you'll also get access to a private WhatsApp community with myself and Phil, where you get one-to-one access to me via iMessage anytime that you need it. So, um, on top of that, for everybody who decides to join today, if you actually decide that like you want to take action, you want to jump in on this, you know that you need AI and you want to get it installed. Um, if you decide to do that today to award you for being such a champ and for trusting us, I'm going to give you fast action bonuses that are only available for those people who decide to join today. We'll leave this open all the way through until Sunday. Not because there's some arbitrary like thing, but because we want to actually get this up and running and like start for everybody. So we want to actually make sure we have the time to do that and dedicate to each and every person. So, but if you decide you want to join today, I'm going to give you all of the prompt templates that I have for Claude, how to work with me, YouTube filter prompt, one big thing prompt, and 10 more prompts and skills. There's 7 skills that only my one-to-one clients normally get. These are really high value automations that are baked right in. I'm going to give those to you if you decide to join today. Plus, I'm going to give you the complete unlocked version of the full lead enrichment skill that basically also adds on a lot of social intelligence and things like that that basically it gives you exactly what you need to say to your client to be able to close a deal. And one of the things that I told Phil I would do for that is basically this is becoming a software that I'm going to charge probably somewhere around $1,000 a month for that has social intelligence and everything in there, and also monitoring and everything. I'm going to give you guys 90 days access to that as well as soon as that launches for anybody that wants to hop in with us. And then what we're going to do is later this evening, for anybody that joins today, we're going to do a special call where I'm going to jump on with you guys. It'll be dinner with Phil and Andrew, and we're going to jump on. I'm not sure how long Phil will stay. I know that I can stay for at least 2 to 3 hours for you guys if need be. And I'm going to make sure that each and every one of you actually installs this AI partner in your business. I'm going to answer any of your questions one-to-one. I'm going to dive in and just get to know you guys more. And this is just something that I like to do with anybody that like takes advantage of the fast action bonuses and stuff like that. It's just a way for me to really dive in and get to know you guys a lot better so that we can make the most impact on your business and answer any questions and all that stuff. So that's all included for anybody that wants to jump in today. These are those specific bonuses. So um, with that being said, I'm going to give you a 60-day love it or leave it guarantee. So if anytime within the first 60 days, if you feel like you didn't get any value, if you feel like we're not installing real systems in your business, if you don't feel like this is working for you for some reason, as long as you show up to the calls, as long as you show up and actually put in effort, I will 100% give you a love it or leave it guarantee. Anytime in the first 60 days, you can walk away. We'll give you your money back. No hard feelings, no awkward conversations. Only thing that I ask is that you tell me why, because I've been doing this for a dozen years now, and I've never had anybody actually take me up on this guarantee. And if you are the first one, I'm perfectly okay with that. I just want to know where it went wrong and what we needed to do to fix it. So, and I normally charge. I was going to charge 6 grand for this. That's what I charge everybody else, because it's for Corfac and for Phil, who has been one of my longest standing AI clients at this point. Um, I told him I would even drop that all the way down to just 27. So half off. I will leave this open fully through the end of Sunday for those of you that need some time to digest or whatever. And like I said, for anybody that does jump in today, we will throw in the added bonuses and the call this evening. I'll get you all added into a community and everything. That'll be a bonus session this evening. I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Arizona. Was that, Phil, did that work for you? I can't remember what we decided on.
Um, yeah, we didn't decide on that.
Yeah, I know. Do you have time? Do you have time or?
Yeah, I've got some time.
Okay. So yeah, so we'll do it 7 p.m. Tonight. Yeah, I popped that on him last second. So anyways. And then I have a couple of mystery bonuses I'm going to throw in there for you guys just because I love giving stuff away.
So
Um,
I put the link for
yeah,
your course inside the comments, you guys, inside the chat.
let me see if this is working. I don't know if I actually got this working. No, I didn't. So yeah, use the long link. Um, I'll drop a short link to you guys once I get it set up. It wasn't going through for some reason. So
Yeah, and
um,
a couple people
yeah,
were asking questions. We'll have this link, plus we'll have the video, and we'll have the PowerPoint presentation that we'll email out to everybody who registered.
yeah, yeah, 100%. So I'm gonna, you guys, just for showing up and rocking out, being active in the community, in the chat and everything. We're gonna be sending out the full slide deck. There's all of the prompts that are in there that you'll get, and then I'm also going to give you guys access to all of my GPTs. These are all custom GPTs that I put a lot of time and money into, that you'll be able to leverage for anything from coaching to copy to creating content. And I'm going to give those to all of you guys as a gift from me to you, just for sticking with us all the way throughout the call here. Um,
And a big thank you, Andrew, for jumping in today. Thank you for the time for helping out us brokers.
yeah, absolutely.
I
Um,
wanted to make sure we had some time for question and answers, and we're overtime. So thank you guys for hanging in there for so long. But does anyone have any questions? If you want to jump off of mute, you can, or put it in the chat, and happy to answer any of the questions anyone else has.
yeah. Um, So I want to encourage you guys to dive into Claude more, dive into skills specifically. Skills are super powerful. They're basically little mini packaged SOPs that you can just install right in your business. Never before has it been easier for me to actually set up automations and AI for people. And it's honestly thanks to skills and Claude that I've been able to do that at such a level. And so, again, anybody that wants to join us would love to have you. Is there anybody that has any comments, anything that you have any questions on, or that you'd like to dive into deeper? I do have another like 20 minutes that I can jump into something if for some reason you guys had a question you needed help with, or
Anyone?
Um,
I got a question.
yeah,
Can you give kind of I know you guys touched on some tools that you utilized. Can you pick
yeah,
one that's been really impactful and give us kind of a roadmap from start to finish?
yeah, absolutely. So, give me just a second. Let me pull this up. I'm gonna send this out to you guys, regardless. The 7 p.m. call tonight, Melinda. So, for anybody that joins today, um, before the 7 p.m. call, um, I'm going to help you install the agent that we talked about a little while ago. I'm going to make sure that it's actually set up for each and every one of you. We're going to dive in and actually get like your Claude fully set up and customized to your business. I'm going to dive into a couple of extra little quick tips and hacks that we can do specifically around commercial real estate. I'll briefly show you guys the power of the internet and AI. I'm gonna pull up one of the dossiers that comes out of my enrichment skill so that you guys can see the amount of intelligence that I can gather off of any one individual. Actually, if any of you are open to it, um, let me know. Just drop like your name and your email in the chat, and I'll run it live on one of you guys, and you can tell us how accurate it is, um, and if it actually works. I love putting myself on the spot like that. It always ends up being somebody like John Smith too. So,
Yep.
but
And to
I'll
answer
do that.
the question right before that about the 7 o'clock call,
Yeah.
so for me, I liked having a new browser. I was using Chrome forever, and I ended up jumping over to Perplexity and then installed their Comet browser. And I use it all day, every day. I absolutely love it. What's so nice is they pull everything from Chrome into there. So it looks so similar. You don't even know you're on a different browser. By having an AI assistant who can actually do things inside your websites that you're looking at and pulling content, like I can go into LinkedIn and say, hey, for this person inside LinkedIn, I'd like you to do some research for me. And it's like, holy crap, it's like so easy. So that's something I use daily. And then for actual work, I'm leveraging more of the Claude. But if you wanted one tool that I'm using every single day that I'm getting traction on is Perplexity combined with the browser comment that they have.
And then I don't think did I share I'm not sharing my screen right now, right?
They're
Let
not.
me, okay. So let me jump in and share my screen really quick and I'll run you through these. I'm going to give you guys this. This is actually, has my full, tech stack in it. Um, so this is broken down into the different areas in which you can use it and kind of the leverage that it gives you. And it starts from the very bottom and goes all the way to the top for you in terms of how you can use this um, inside different areas like labor or inside a capital, um, code, and so on, right? So these are the different areas. And then as you scroll down, it'll kind of tell you how to use this properly. But just to give you what this kind of looks like. So these are the exact tools that I use. I've like tested all of these different ones. These are the ones that I recommend. Loom, this will help you with any SOPs, delivering just a quick video to somebody, transcripts, all that stuff. It can actually join calls and stuff now too. Again, Fathom to record all of your calls. Um, the let's see, custom GPTs and projects inside of Claude is another one. Um, AI training your employees. Once you have created enough of the SOPs, we actually start transitioning that over to onboard your employees and handle all the ramping up and everything. This is not the full list. Here we go. Oh, I didn't pull up the full list. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you. So Perplexity for your browser. So it's called Comet and Perplexity. Um, Aquaflow is going to be a massive one for you as well. I know Phil touched on it briefly, but this is a super powerful tool. So many people ask, like, why can't I just use dictation on my computer or whatever, right? Um, this picks up everything. If a dictation fails, there's no backup. This actually backs everything up for you. Can also see what's on your screen if you turn this button on. And so you don't have misspelled names anymore or anything like that. This is a game changer. You speak at like 170 to 200 words a minute. You type at like 20 to 30. So maybe 40 for some people. And so it massively increases the amount of leverage that you get. Um, the Another one that I would recommend is Pasty. So this here is a clipboard that I have that basically is like a never-ending clipboard, um, so that I can copy multiple things and then be able to paste them all. That also leverages AI for it.
Yeah.
Um, if you are brave enough that you're going to dive into AI like employees at all, and you're not working with somebody like myself, the easiest one would be paperclip, is what it's called. A lot of people don't know, um, even know that it exists. They might be hearing about like OpenClaw and stuff like that. Do not, for the love of God, try to set up OpenClaw inside your business at this point. Um, Judging off of the level at which a lot of you are using AI right now, it will cause more headaches than anything. Um, Let me think. AI Studio. Opal is another one. I don't use it as much because I automate everything through Claude Code, but there's one called opal.google, and you can just describe what you need for a workflow, and this will actually create the workflows right there for you. Um, So this is a really good one. Google has a bunch of these, by the way. If you have a paid Google plan, you don't need to pay for Zoom or Make or any of that. They actually have this like already built into their stuff. So over here on the right-hand side, um, it'll come up in a second. There's actually this little workspace thing that'll pop up over here, and it's called, oh, there it is, Studio. And this is like Zapier for everything Gmail, or Google rather. And so there's a bunch of different things in here that this can do for you automatically, without having to mess with anything. Um, yeah, so those are a couple of the um, bigger ones that I would say. Um, Fathom, we already covered. Um,
I would say more than a third of you stayed on the call for an hour and 37 minutes. So good job, you guys. Thank you. And thank you, Andrew. Anyone else have any other questions for myself or
yes,
for Victor?
Mike, we will send out the deck for sure, and make sure that everybody gets it. And then I normally have a dashboard up that's showing me as everybody comes in. I didn't set that up for this. Um, is there anybody here that did join that wants to let us know like why you decided to hop in? Yes. So Luke, it's just 3K for the full 12 weeks. You'll get a dedicated call every week, and then there's another secondary call that I do that you guys are all invited to as well. That just covers like Q&A and stuff. But by the end of those 12 weeks, we will help you to have automated um, five full automations. There's a bunch of skills, and you'll just in general like you'll be using AI on a daily basis to actually help you get more listings. Like this is one of the, I mean, Phil, like the difference that it's made in your life, essentially, just I would share that.
And I paid more than 3,000, so I'm kind of pissed.
uh, yeah.
No, it's all
Um,
right. A couple more, Melinda. Oh, thanks,
Hey,
Melinda. Yeah, I've
I have a
been,
question. First of all, thank you for doing this. It's really cool. I am in AI half the day. So just because I like to brainstorm. But then one of my questions is I've got all these different bots. I've got Grok in my car. I've got Gemini in my browser that I'm always using. I've got, and I'm also working on my MS and data analytics right now. So I've got school on the side. So it's really helpful for me. It helps me streamline my processes and manage being a mom and work and and school and all that stuff. I'm just kind of curious, how to connect the different bots. Is there a way to do that easier than to like paste chats from the other bots into the main one when I'm in my browser and stuff? I'm curious how you've gotten those to work together because I don't have control over what
Yeah,
Tesla does with,
that's a
you
great
know.
question. So, and this is a lot of like, I didn't really dive in because I figured it would be overwhelming for you guys to show you what my Life OS does. But my Life OS literally pulls in the chat, like every chat that I have with Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, even Claude Code and Gemini and Codex and the coding browsers and all that, all of those are automatically pulled in and actually synthesized over. And like any tasks that I talk about during the day, anything that anybody sends me in a message is all pulled in and put into my AI brain. And that's a lot of like what I'm looking to show you guys over 12 weeks. But like for you to do it yourself, there's open source GitHub repos out there that you can leverage to be able to um, actually pull those things in automatically and ask your computer to set up it's called a cron job. Um, and it's basically just an automation that every so often runs and grabs those for you and then puts them into a file. Um, so, oh, I forgot to do the discount code. That would have been I don't know if we dropped that in there. So at any rate, so yeah, there's, and then the other thing that I would tell you is, um, more tools isn't better, to be honest with you. The I literally use Claude for almost everything now. There's not much that you have to go outside of that ecosystem for once you set it up properly. Um, a lot of these
no,
other tools like used to have some different advantages and stuff. Claude has really pulled above and beyond for most everything. So uh, what is it that you're trying to get? Like, what's the advantage to having the many different ones that you have currently?
It's over time I have played with different ones and I was using Perplexity a lot for data analytics and when I was doing a lot of finance work or investment work. And then, Chat GPT was like the first one. And so I've held all this history and I've taught it about what I want and how I want things to be done. And so it's hard to, and then, I've worked with Gemini and then I bought a Tesla and that only has Grok. And so I'm not wanting to have multiple things. It's just kind of evolved that way. And so I'm
Yeah.
wondering how to streamline it to get it into one. And
Yeah, so what one of the biggest I think unlocks for me was when I stopped using the desktop like thing and started using it inside of a code editor. So I actually use Claude Code for everything now. Um, because I don't have to do that context switching stuff anymore, and I can actually connect to everything via API. Um, a like quick unlock for that so that you don't have to mess around with a bunch of stuff is called Composio, um, where that will allow you to automatically connect to all these different things without having to go through the headache that you normally do. Um, and so you can use that. The other thing is, like I said, if you just Google, uh, or not Google, but Perplexity. So, oops, that's the wrong. Well, just a second.
I use Composio in Grace so that Grace can send out emails on my behalf to different people.
So
That's really
if
cool.
I go to my Perplexity here, where'd it go? It was just open. Right here. Get rid of this. Oh, it's off on another screen. That's why. All right, hold on just a second. Okay. All right. So if I just go to Perplexity and I want to be able to export all of my conversations that I've had with Claude and um, ChatGPT and with Gemini from, or actually, you need that for Claude Code. You don't even need it for some of these others. So what you can do is if you go to chatgpt.com, for instance, is one of them, right? If you're logged in, all you need to do is actually export all of your conversations. And then by using Claude in the terminal, you can actually have it like recursively go over all of these. You don't have the limits that you do in a normal chat window. So if I go to my settings here and I go to security, I think it is data, export data, and you do export here, confirm export, they'll send you a full zip file with all of your like all of your chats in it. And then all you need to do is open up a terminal window. And if you don't know how to do this, by the way, um, the desktop can do that for you in a lot of cases. So you can even go down here into Claude Code. You can go to Cowork, and you can actually have it like help you to install this stuff on your own computer. But once you have it installed, all you need to do is type in Claude. And now this is just like talking to Claude in your browser. The only difference is you don't have anywhere near the limits in here that you do there. And it can go over all of this stuff from anywhere. So if I, for instance, tell it, can you go into my vault and tell me how many conversations you're seeing from all of my past conversations with Claude, for instance. And what I would love for you to do is just tell me one massive unlock that has happened over all of the conversations that I've had in the last 12 months. What's probably the biggest thing that's changed in me as a person that has helped me to level up my business? And what's one thing that I could still do that would unlock the next level in business for me if I just changed this one thing? So now, doing that inside of like Claude in a desktop or whatever, it would take forever for that to do what it needed to do. And then it would come back and tell you that it ran out of context, and it wouldn't be able to do anything. This is actually able to, because I've got this set up in my system, you can see here's 2059 past Claude conversations in your vault. Let me dig into what's actually there so that I can give you a real answer to your question. Um, all right. And while that's doing that, I just want to show you guys all my vault is, because it might sound like a little intimidating. All this is a series of files. So all you need to do is new Finder window. Here we go. So here's my vault. this is a list, and I have this under things like memory. Here's all the memories that pull. These are all the conversations automatically put into these folders. By the way, this vault is something that we help you set up in this over this 12 weeks. The personal, this has all my own personal stuff in it. These are partnerships that I'm working with people on. These are all my products that I sell. And all these are just little markdown documents. So when I go in here, markdown is just text. So all these are just documents. But by putting this stuff in text like this, it makes the AI able to read it. And so those conversations that you're asking about from the other AIs that you've talked to, those are all getting put into what's called JSON. It's like this weird code that is just really hard to read. You'd need a code editor to actually like spread it out to be able to actually read it. It looks like this is Python, but it looks like this, like all this gobbledygook. Like this is JSON stuff. Like you don't want to try and read that every day, right? Whereas what this could do is take and put that into a markdown document. And if you don't get used to reading these, you know, a lot of people, I've gotten used to this to where this is normal for me now. But if you don't like this, all you do is just copy and paste it into a Google Doc. I got rid of my Google here, but you just take and paste it in. And when you paste this into Google, it shows up looking just like any other. So when you paste this in here, paste from Markdown. It's thinking. My computer is winding up right now because of the amount of stuff that it's doing here. But this is these are all memories that this has, by the way, that are popping up here. So paste from Markdown. There we go. And now it looks much easier to read in here. So you can always take and paste this stuff in here. So does that kind of answer your question? I know that like there's not a really good answer to it initially. The biggest thing I would say is like you don't have to worry about losing all of the stuff that you've had. I've done this a few times where I've had it like extract everything that you know about me that would be for another AI model to know so that it can work best with me. And, you know, extract all of that from this folder of conversations, right? And it would literally go through and it would do that for you while you're off doing other stuff, right? So you just let this run until it's gone through and done all that research for you. And then it'll condense that down into actually like useful data that you can use on the next AI that you're working with, and you put this into your like Markdown or I'm sorry, into your knowledge base. So
Thank you. That
yeah,
is really helpful.
yeah. And then I was going to show you guys this. So if we go into leads, I have one of my screens blocked off right now because I'm on a call. And so it's always hard for me to get this up here. This, if you dig nothing else away, like start leveraging AI to give you more data to use to sell your clients. A lot of you are probably going into meetings with clients and stuff completely blind with no idea what's going on. Like what that person is. You're trying to figure out who they are in a short period of time and then trying to sell them a massive deal of some sort. You can leverage AI to give you the stuff that you need. So like this, this here is an example of one of the dossiers that we pull. So this is somebody I had a meeting with just a day or two ago, and this literally tells me everything that I need. I don't go through and read this, by the way. I just feed this into my AI, and then my AI gives me exactly what I need to say to sell the individual. So it tells me he's a speaker. I've only met this person once, by the way. The tells me he's certified Ziegler trainer, a keynote speaker, an author, runs a coaching practice, America's legal coach, 25 years practicing law, um, keynote speaker, Shatterproof Entrepreneurs, his book. He's got a podcast. Tom Ziegler, these are all of his. Doug Foley. This is funny. So I know Doug actually. So this is a common connection we have that I wouldn't have known had I not actually read this. My AI would surface this before our next call because it's trained on relationships. But like this is something that I didn't even realize we had a connection. That gives you a mega leg up when you have like inside information like that, right? This is and this is actually the light version. The normal version that I usually use, I'm used to seeing this differently. Actually, it goes way more in depth into everything that I need to know. So, I hate just picking random people, but this is one of my clients, for instance. I used this to actually close this client. So all I had was his name, and that was it. I pulled up the wrong file. Hold on a second. That's my communications with him, not my not the actual 2 seconds here. This is what I get for not having something actually prepared for this. List. So this is actually going to go in. I'm going to do this a different way. So we're going to go into here. Let me close that out and go into cold content.
And also, Andrew, Claude did answer your question, by the way.
Yeah, it's over here. I just had it go through and change how it organizes this stuff. Here we go. So Enrique is in real estate. He's been moved here. Does everybody, I'm not a big politics person, so I'm not going into politics, but does anybody here know how, come in, there we go, how Trump won the 2016 election using something called ocean profiles? Have you guys heard of that? Basically, an ocean profile lets you know like enough information about a person and their personality to be able to persuade them more or less. So by running an ocean and a disc profile on people, I'm able to pull more information and have more data. So the only thing I had on this individual was his name and his email address. I now have all of his emails, all of his socials. I know his website. I know his approximate fit for my offer. I know that he's action oriented, relationship first, where he works, all that stuff. This gives me the chain of like what our accounts were like. This is the internal, like the timeline of when I met him. So I met him way back in June and didn't know it. Then I met him again in Cabo on the 22nd, and then ended up selling him a 5-figure project, but $1,000 down payment on the 24th. This gives me everything about his business. 30 million in sales. Born and raised in Cabo. The reason, the problems, why he reached out. The opportunities for automation. How to communicate with him. This is the stuff that gets really super deep. So it tells me exactly how to open up with him, how to build rapport, how to pitch, what to avoid, the best way to reach out to him, primary and secondary, the evidence of that, where it knows that information from, and then values and beliefs, communities and affiliations, um, any mutual connections that we have. So Phil also knows him. So that's a mutual connection that I can leverage. Say, oh, by the way, did you know Phil? And gives me all the recommendations, the follow-up plans, and then it tracks all the interactions and stuff like that too. This is literally something that you can have with the right prompt and the right knowledge. You run that inside of Perplexity. I run it with API, but you can run it with Perplexity. That's it. And this is telling you the biggest shift. I stopped selling and started giving. I went from a victim to a creator, reframed ADHD hyperfocus from a curse to a weapon. I forgave somebody. um, and the one thing that would unlock the next level for me is I build when I should be selling. So I hate selling to people. I don't like doing sales presentations. I don't like doing webinars where I have to pitch stuff because I honestly feel that if I give enough value to enough people and put enough um, like into delivering value to you, that you'll just naturally want to work with me. I shouldn't have to sell you my stuff. So and Kira, yes. So the whole point of this, you guys have no idea. At one point last year, I had over $2,400 a month in ongoing subscriptions. I now have one. It's $200 a month and it's a Claude Max plan. And that is it. So the API credits that I use for those dossiers, I add $100 maybe every couple of months. It's not like an ongoing anything. And it costs fractions of a penny to run that. And I don't need Zoom info. When Zoom info had me locked in, it was $32,000 a year, I think it was, that we paid for Zoom info. It's insane. I got all of that information off of him for free with Perplexity. Like lead gen, any of that stuff. Even most of this stuff that you guys are using for like real estate, like the amount that Phil had paid for Reonomy, insane. In an evening, I coded him a software that was able to pull the information off of it for free. Won't tell anybody because that's but like,
Thanks, Andrew.
he had maxed out his thing on accident because nobody told him how to use it. And they wanted to charge him, they wanted to lock him in at $1,000 a month for the whole year to get more leads because their system duplicated exports. It was insane. That one thing alone almost paid for what it cost him to work with. Like, so like there's so much out there you guys can be using this AI stuff for in real estate especially. So yes, JSON is markdown for machines. Yeah. So again, would love to have you guys on a call this evening. Would love to work with all of you more. If you're open to joining us, I dropped the link again there for you. The discount code is COREFAC. It'll drop it down 50% off. It's $29.97. I'm not one for big pitches, but I promise you, I over deliver in everything that I do. So you won't regret it.
All right. Anyone else have any other questions? Okay. Well, then 2-hour webinar, that is a wrap. Thank you for your time. Andrew, thank you guys for jumping on board. And we'll have an email sent over to you guys with all the things we promised you, including the slide deck and the GPTs that Andrew mentioned that he's created, and then also the video. So thank you guys for
real quick before we end. I do want to ask you guys, do me a favor, those of you that are still here, let me know in the chat really quick if you would. What was like the one takeaway that you had? And what was the one thing that you wish we would have done differently or that might have been better for you? Is there anything that you can drop in the chat for us that would help? I would love that, please.
Can I just talk,
Um,
or do you need me
yeah, yeah, please go
to?
ahead. Yes, that would be
Um,
awesome.
my key takeaway is that I had already started building out a life operating system to help me organize because I, like you, I'm also high IQ, high ADHD, hyperfocus, same, like very similar personality.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I build instead of sell. It's like it was cracking me up. But the big key takeaway is that I can build this for all parts of my life and all of my technology, which I really didn't understand. I thought I was just trying to get organized in my filing systems and my calendar and just my processes every day, but to actually have this go to work for me when I've gotten frustrated trying to train VAs and we have high turnover in our company with assistants, and it's just really frustrating them. As soon as I get them halfway trained, then they quit and somebody else have to come start over, right?
yeah,
And the one thing that I wish you would have done differently was led with this part in the end that was the real kicker, while other other people are that from our company were they probably should have heard that part.
yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Again, this is like the one thing where this is like my fourth or fifth webinar. I've spoken on stage a few times. Like I don't like doing this stuff because it just feels bleh. Like I would rather just jump on and jam out, and that's what I do. Like when you work like closely with us, that's what I love. Like that's what I love doing more than anything is like just diving in and doing this type of stuff. And I go on for hours with it, but I would definitely encourage you like my AI now, and look, guys, I'm not technical. I really am not. The difference between you and me is I've just been doing this more and I've stumbled across more stuff than you have, and I've been curious enough to figure it out. And so, like, you guys all have the ability to do this. It's just the shortcut. It's like I spent weeks trying to figure out the right memory so that my AI doesn't forget stuff. I just give that stuff to you. I spent weeks trying to figure out OpenClaw only to realize that it was horrible and to actually find the thing that works. And that's what I give you, right? And so it's like with all this stuff, it's a shortcut is all it is. But like my AI now, I realize that us ADHD people, um, we always have so many things going on. So I just sat down and had a conversation of like, hey, is it possible, out of curiosity, for you to like get all of the stuff from everywhere in my life and put it all into one spot? And then if I have tasks, if I've made commitments to people, if I'm starting to drift away from people, like, would you just be able to tell me that? And the AI was like, that sounds like quite a feat, but we could do it. I was like, well, I'm like, the alternative is for me to continue to forget stuff, for me to focus on the wrong things. And now every day, my life OS comes up and it's like, here's the three things you need to focus on. Here's the one thing that moves the needle the most. And everything else is hidden from my view. And it's like, here's where your finances are at. Here's where your personal life is at. Here's where, and it's like, here's all the dashboards. It's called my Life OS because it literally has my entire life in it. And it's local. It's here on my computer. It's not off in some, uh, you know, unknown spot where somebody could steal it from me or anything like that. So it's like, and that's where I would really like my wife and I had we have two differing views. We've been married for 12, 13, I don't know, 12 or 14 years or something like that now. And we've always, anytime we had a disagreement, we do it over text because I get very loud and I cuss like a sailor normally anyway. And she feels like I'm cussing at her if I'm passionate about something. So instead of doing that, we've texted over each other. I used AI to pull every text message over the last, at that time, it was like 9 years of our text messages. to train it on how I communicate versus how she communicates to help me communicate with her better and to be able to communicate things in a way that she would actually understand and not feel attacked. And it literally saved my marriage. Without it, my wife would have probably left me a long time ago. And same thing with my kids. Both of them have ADHD like I do. My wife does not have ADHD. So she takes care of all three of us kids uh, with the help of AI. I gave her access to my assistant. Um, and I thought she was having an affair for like 3 days because she didn't talk to me. She's like, I'm talking to Soren. That's my AI's name. And he helped her with ADHD for my kids, helped her with a full business plan for her business that she crushes in photography, and a bunch of other stuff. And it was insane. So yeah, like every area of your life, the only difference is just asking questions. And honestly, uh, getting like I now use AI to get things out of my like to keep me out of the shit. So, like I said, the biggest hack, like YouTube and stuff. I'm not doing YouTube anymore. Like I take the transcript, and like I know we were supposed to end, but you guys are still here, so I'm just gonna still keep talking till everybody leaves. Sorry, Phil. Um, I'm just kidding. Um, so this is so easy to do, guys. Like if you go to YouTube, right? There's three levels of everything that I do with people. I give you the super, super easy, I give you the intermediate, and I give you the expert. Okay, so I'm going to show you every version of that really quick. So I come in here. Alex Hormozy, no doubt, drops a lot of value. Dude is insane. But at the same time, I don't know if this is even worth me watching. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to grab this link and I'm just going to drop it in here. And if I'm a total beginner, I'm just going to drop this in here. I'm going to hit get transcript. Doesn't cost me anything. YouTube to transcript.com. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to copy. I'm going to copy this transcript. And then I'm going to take it right over to Claude. And I'm just going to paste it in. Can you tell me, is this YouTube video worth my time? Should I actually take the time to watch this, or is this more hype than anything? Based on everything you know about me and my business and where I'm at today, is this something that I need to put my time and energy into? Is there something I would genuinely take out of this? And if not, can you just give me like, what's the one or two like really big key takeaways that I could pull from this that are specific to me? That would actually help me. And I drop that in there. And I'm going to just keep that because I'm going to use the same prompt. So that's like total beginner, step number one. Now, if I'm a little more advanced and I've gotten used to using connections and stuff like that with Claude, then I'm going to actually pull up, this is Grace's computer. So I'm going to pull up Grace's computer. I'm going to go into Claude and I can add a connector. If I go into my chat, I can go over here and I can add a connector for that same service. So if I come, look at this, honestly, no. How many YouTube videos have I wasted? Like this is only 10 minutes, but it could have been a 60-minute video. And I just now figured out that I don't need to watch that video. It's not worth my time. But now if I go to transcriptapi.com, I can come down here and this is like your next level unlock, right? So if I go in, been so long since I did this, docs, MCP, here we go. So if I come in here, I can connect to this the same way. So I just copy this. I come over here. I say I want to add a custom connector. Give it the thing. It's called transcript API. Done. Anybody can do that, right? Now I click on it because I got to set it up, connect it. And now it's asking, oh, it's an account mismatch. You wouldn't normally have this. It's picking up that I'm in a different account. But normally just doing that would literally recognize that I'm signed in over here and it would automatically sign into here. And then once I do that, I can instead come into this same chat window. And because I already have script API connected in here, I turn it on, turn that one off. I just leave them on most of the time. I come in here, drop that in. Wait, that's the wrong one. Drop that in. And same prompt. And now, because it has that connector, it's able to actually grab that YouTube video from that connector automatically and find the same thing. So now two things: document the build, and the iteration frame applies to your offer, not just your content. Great. That's all I needed to know. I'm all done. I don't need to watch that video anymore. And the last level, if you're expert, is you can actually come into one of these Claude, one of these windows like I have here, in a coding window, and you can do the same thing. You go into Claude, say, I want to use the transcript API MCP or their direct API, whatever's easiest for you. Can you either connect to that or whatever? Like, just, I don't have any idea what I'm doing there. Can you just figure out how to connect that stuff for me so that you can use that transcriptapi.com and then let me know what I need to do to give you the transcript token thing? All right. Like, I don't remember what the hell that thing's called. API key. There you go. And this is going to say, oh, hey, look, it's already connected. I can tell you the tools. Okay, let's do it. Now I give this the same thing. Here's the YouTube video, and here's that, and tell me whether that's worth my time or not, right? So over here, same output. I got the full picture. Here's my honest take. You don't need to watch it, right? Come over here. I usually do dangerously skip permissions, so I don't need to do this every time and approve it, but don't watch it, and here's why. You already lived this. The entire video is don't be afraid. You're past this. You already went through the penny moment. You already documented it. And here's the biggest thing, right? This is why right here. I want you to see this. This is the difference between me and the average user. Is the average user comes over and they get this generic, like it knows me, but this desktop version doesn't know me. This one knows that my last software company, when the day that I was launching the software to the public, I literally had a penny in my bank account. I needed people to buy on that webinar because my gas was going to get shut off. This knows that because it has access to my knowledge base. So it's like this is the difference between like doing it there and there. But the thing is most people will be very, very intimidated by using the terminal like this because it's new and they don't know it yet. And so that's why, like, I try to give you different ways to do this stuff to make it easier for you to be able to get in and use the stuff. But what I don't encourage you to do is to go out and watch a shit ton of YouTube videos on how to use Claude Code when you don't even have anything to use Claude Code for yet. So what I do is say, like, look, what level are you at right now? What's the problem we're trying to solve? If your problem is that you have ADHD and you can't focus and YouTube takes up way too much of your time, then let's dive into using YouTube, but let's apply whatever we need to right now, the way that works for you right now for the level you're at. Because if you're not ready for this yet, let's not spend weeks trying to figure it out. You'll naturally get here over time by just using the level you're at now. So let's put you in this vehicle over here. We'll connect to this connector on a call live together. We'll make sure that you've got it activated. And now you can stop watching YouTube and start making money in your business. All right. Like that's the way that I work and apply this stuff. So, and this is, it's like this for every every tool that's out there, there's something like this, just like it. And so it's like, if you want to get into AI agents and you want to be able to like have your own grace, having your own grace, if you want to pay me to install it for you, it's 10 grand up front and 3 grand a month, and I manage everything for you. If you want to do it on your own, it's a hard row to hoe. Like it really is. I'm in I'm in Phil's grace every other day, making fixes so that it's not screwing up on him. And now we're transitioning. I'm moving him to a different service because I know that OpenClaw sucks now. And so if you want to be able to do that, level one of that is literally come into Claude Code here, and you go to dispatch, and all you do is I'm going to log out of here and I'm going to log into my other account because I don't have it set up there yet. So I'm going to show you guys exactly how this works. You're going to go here, sign in, continue. It's on my other screen. Sign in. Yes, continue, I'm sure. I swear. Okay. All right. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do the beginner version. So I'm in co-work already. I'm going to, here you go. If one of you wants a free week of co-work, I've got one invite left. I'll give this to somebody. So I come over here to dispatch and I'm going to say disconnect all and try again. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to go in on my phone. Log out, log out, do the same thing here. So I'm going to go here, phone mirroring. Continue with Google. There we go. Claude Cowork is here and set up. I'm going to continue. And this is like level one of this, right? So here, continue. There we go. And I'm going to go up to the three dots here. I'm going to go to dispatch. And these two are connected, just like that. And now I can go, awesome. I haven't tried this yet. Can you tell me if this... Give them that. And you see that comes through. So now you have a live agent that has the ability to control your computer. If you turn this on, it has the ability to code websites, to send emails, to read your mailbox, your inbox. This is your VA. Fire, this is exactly what Phil discovered the first day he worked with me. We killed the baby. Phil used to sell VAs. He struggled with selling VAs for 8 months, I think. After one call with me, I said, you're selling the wrong vehicle because nobody wants a VA now. They want AI. And so Phil transitioned to AI and now is crushing it with AI in his actual real estate business and doing live talks with you guys. And so this here, same thing. It was able to leverage that tool I already had and said, I don't need to watch this, and that's why. Right? So that's level one of a agent. Level two of an agent is a tool called paperclip.ing. And all you need to do for this to get started is hit the get started thing, and it gives you a thing right here that tells you exactly how to set it up. And you just copy this and then you paste it into your terminal. But if you don't know how to do that, you can literally, let's try this. Can you install paperclip on my desktop for me? I am new Don't want to screw shit up. I don't even know what NPX is. So there's that. And then I'm just going to give it its website too, so that it doesn't screw stuff up. And let's see if it can do that. But there's there's a few hacks to get around this. Like if you don't know how to use the terminal, I've covered this in a bunch of videos on how to get the terminal set up on your own computer without having to go through the headaches. So um, I'm noticing that make me want to pause. Where did you come across this? Um, I'm very familiar with it. I've set it up several times in the past. I'm just trying to demo this for some friends. Please go ahead and get this installed ASAP and just follow instructions. I don't need you to babysit me. Thank you. And this should actually, because it has access to code and everything, should go through and actually install it. Um, uh, I hit, this is also why I use this. So I hit the D on accident. It thinks somebody's trying to prompt inject me. Um, so at any rate, this should be able to install it. But this paperclip would be like the next level of this, right? And so uh this would install this for me. It's saying that it can't verify that the package is safe. It's because it's an open source project, but you would essentially just run this in your terminal. So you would come over here, you'd hit this, you'd paste that in, and that's it. You'd be done. Yes, I want to proceed. No problem. I think I already have it installed. Um, but this actually uses your Claude subscription and everything. And it's already set up with a lot of the stuff that you need to be able to install this and use it on a regular basis. And so this would be super easy for you to install as like a level 2. And then the last level is I wouldn't bother with going to OpenClaw, as I've already tested it for months. The True Unlock is a project called Hermes, which will allow you to fully leverage AI agents and everything right inside of your browser or right inside of your terminal. You can connect this to Telegram or your iPhone with Claude Code. And this is actually a self-learning agent where it learns and creates skills and everything all on its own. You don't have to tell it to do that stuff. Um, and it has an incredible memory layer that's built in that I have already built into my AI as well. So you could use that. So like I said, there's like levels to all of this stuff that you guys can use. So and we would get you to the mini version of my Life OS, which um, so I use Reonomy also, trying to build an email list. Is there a better way to get the information faster? Um, yeah, there is. Number one, if you use Reonomy, I already have a scraper that's, it might need a couple of tweaks, but there's a scraper that we could set up along with that. And we would get you rocking with that, where it would just go in and scrape Reonomy for you, um, and automatically pull those leads. And then in terms of getting their emails, there's uh, oh,
I use I have a Million Verifier that allows me to verify emails.
so there's a lot of tools out there. So I consulted for, I don't know if you've heard of Lead Gen J. Lead Gen J is a cold emailer, and I was his COO for about a year and a half. Took him from 39 grand a month to over 300 grand a month in 10 months with AI and automation. And he's the biggest cold email expert on YouTube. And he has videos on this stuff. And he also has a software called Consulti .ai. It's beta right now. I don't think it's open to the public yet, but it has an email finder built into it. And you can also use literally Perplexity. It's like, hey, what are some open source projects that are out there that I can use along with maybe Claude Code or API or something like Apify, Rapid API, anything along those lines that would allow me to actually get emails and verify emails for people entirely for free without having to pay for anything other than maybe some tokens or API credits. And then you'd give it about 5 minutes and it would come back and figure all that out for you. But there's some stuff in there that I added in that you might not know, right? So that's like the unlock. So you probably don't know about Apify or Rapid API or whatever yet. Probably don't know that there's open source projects out there that can do that, but there are. And so Reacher is the one that we use. There's Email Scraper is a Python one. There's literally tools out there that will, for free, go through and run a series of code that will discover the actual emails and then it'll verify it for you. And then I just want to show you guys because this has been incredible for me. So I'm gonna end by kind of showing you my life OS. So as ADHD, I realize there's a few things that I need right off the bat. I need some encouragement. I need one thing that I need to do, and I need to see that I'm winning on a daily basis, right? So I put those right front and center here for me. And this tells me what I need to review. It tells me right in a list what I need to have. This is my breath work app so that I can release tension and breathe. This is where I can capture any notes that I have. I also have a bunch of shortcuts for that stuff. And I can create links inside of here. I can go in and see who's visited my site and everything. I don't have any idea how to do any of this stuff. This all set all this stuff up for me. This is all content that gets created automatically for me on a daily basis, just based off of everything that I've been doing. So I don't have to like come up with a post for Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever. This does it on a daily basis for me. I just made a massive change to this. So if that's not loading, that's why. But here's all the different things, right? So there's a bunch of them in here. But it also gives me all the trending. This is actually the analytics around it. So that might not be loading yet. This gives me drift. You might not know what drift is because I made it up. But what drift is essentially how long it's been since I talked to somebody, and is that relationship starting to drift away from things so that I can stay in touch with people. So if it's been a week since I talked to that real estate guy that wanted to buy a property and I haven't heard back from him, this is going to let me know that it's been that long since we've talked and that I need to reach out to him. And it surfaces that automatically on a daily basis. These are daily briefings that go through what changed today, what revenue needs to change, all that good stuff. A daily review where we dive in at the end of the day and fill in any of the blanks. This is the actual intelligence that's surfaced as a result of all of the reviews and stuff that I've gone through. This is my calendar. So this is something I just added, so it's not fully optimized yet. But for instance, after working with me forever, it realized that and discovered that Mondays are the days that I am least productive. And Monday mornings, I get literally nothing accomplished almost every time that I work Monday morning. So now I go through and do that without having to do anything. So, and this is the series of agents that goes over all of my stuff and finds everything for me. Content strategist, ADHD, revenue. industry, relationships, patterns, all that stuff. And this is just like a way to be able to view all the conversations I've had with AI and everything. So, but yeah, like this literally brings in exactly what I need to do every single day automatically. Like I don't come up with this stuff on my own. This is all done for me. And there's a couple of like little things that I got to tweak in here that aren't right. Like um, it it seems to think that like my bank balance is messed up in this thing. It's connected to the wrong one. But like this is something I just do on the side when I'm like while I'm waiting for something like this to run.
Yeah, my recommendation is if you guys are trying to figure out how to start incorporating this into your commercial real estate business, what Andrew's charging for his 12 weeks will change exactly how you guys are leveraging AI. And you'll walk away having
at whatever level you are at, even if you are somebody that like you're asking the free version of Claude, is that a good place to start? I would I would start um literally like right now. And yes, if you don't want to pay for it, just go in there and start free. When you run out, it'll tell you to put your credit card in. Um, and then regardless of where you are at, I've designed the program to work with everybody at any level. We will figure out exactly where you're at and what we need to do to get you to the next level, and we'll give you an exact roadmap to follow to do it. And if at the end of the day, all it did was literally save you an hour or two a week, how much is that time worth to you over 12 weeks? If all it did was help you to close one deal, like most of you guys, I'm sure, are earning commissions that one deal is going to more than pay for that. Um, so yeah. Um, and we got 12 troopers, 8 troopers, I guess. 2 of them are us. Um, so I guess the last question would be, aside from the fact that I'm incredibly good looking, what would be the reason why you're still here? Do you have questions, or are you just hoping that I'll drop some more sauce? Because it's cool either way. I just want to know if there's anything else we can do to push you over the edge, or not. Like I said, if it's not for you, that's completely okay. I don't want to push anybody into anything. It was just an opportunity where I know Phil cares a lot about all of you guys. Asked me if we could do something like this to step up and actually help you guys you know, uh, make more of an impact, essentially, sell more properties, get more listings, get more connections, get better with AI, all that good stuff. So, yeah, that was the whole point of this. So if it's a value of you, great. If it's not, I understand. So my phone is on the other side of the room and I'm too lazy to turn it off. That's why I'm still here. I love the honesty, Paul. Thanks. uh, and Melinda, yes. Awesome. So all
All right,
right.
guys.
Well, it's been great, guys. I appreciate all of you for showing up. Take it away, Phil.
Yep, we're done. Thank you guys for jumping on board. Linda, Ryan, Luke, Michael, Derek, and a few of the others. Appreciate you guys sticking to the end. We'll send this out to you hopefully by the end of today. If not, it'll be first thing in the morning.
Yep, absolutely.
Guys, later.
Phil, let's jump into
Yeah.
the same link from earlier from
Yeah.
me. All right,
Thanks.
brother.
Bye.
Yep.